Hi, I'm Katie Frates, and if you're watching this, then you are probably signed up for one of my science classes, or your child is signed up for one of my science classes. So I'd just like to go over the homework expectations with you. If you are in the Wild Florida and Marine Biology middle school class, traditionally I do not give tests in middle school because I like to keep everything as fun for as long as possible. And once you get to high school, you really do have to have tests and grades, etc. So in middle school science, we do have a lot of homework, but I try not to do tests themselves. So I wanted you to be aware of that. Parents are responsible to give the grade ultimately to their student, but I will be trying to help that process along by doing some of the grading on their lab write-ups, because they will have a lot of lab write-ups this year. I'm trying to make the course as hands-on as possible. I want them to learn how to do research, how to do observations, how to record their data. And so I'm going to be leaning a lot more heavily on the lab write-ups in all my classes, hoping that I can help the students to actually get a good firm grip on the fun part of science and what science really is, not necessarily what's found in a textbook, but what's all around them. And that's the beauty of the Wild Florida Marine Biology course. I have sent an email out to all the parents, but if for any reason you didn't get that, you can go to ProfessorFrates.com and then go to the particular page, which your page would be Middle School Wild Florida and Marine Biology. And then on that page, you will find the syllabus. You will find any documents that you might need that aren't provided for you in your workbook, your student's workbook. And how to pay for your workbook is there also. So there's a lot of good information for you on that page, and I'll be adding to that page as we go through the year. This is the first year that I'm teaching this particular course. I spent the summer trying to get it together. I will continue to be building it as we're going through the school year. I actually want your students to help me to make it the best class that we can. So I'm hoping that they will give me input as we go along. There will be a lot of hands-on activities, as many as I can, so that they will have a higher interest on that level. So I do need you to watch your emails. If you get anything from me, and my email is professorfrates@gmail.com. Please watch your emails, because I will keep in contact with you throughout the year and with your student throughout the year through the emails. And because this is a new course, I'm probably going to be getting in touch with them more than usual, because as the Lord leads me to things that might be helpful for the class, then I'm going to email and try to get you guys involved so that the kids can do it. I would suggest that they take written notes if it's at all possible. If your student has learning disabilities at all, please let me know so that I can be sensitive to their needs. The students will always have a homework assignment before we get to class. So for the first class, they will read lesson 1, and then in class 1, we will go over what they learned and did in lesson 1. And then the homework for class 1 will be lesson 2, and then we will go through lesson 2 on class 2. So I just wanted you to basically have an idea of how that works. You are to print out the syllabus, and after your student has done the work to your satisfaction, please initial beside that week in the syllabus, and then when your student comes to class, they'll be asked to have that out on their desk, and Mrs. Powell will go through the classroom and she will make sure that your initials are there, so that that'll provide some accountability help for you. And that way we can have an idea that the students are able to keep up. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to be able to keep up with what I've put together for them, and if it's too much for them, you need to give me that feedback, because I will be trying to adjust the course as we go along to make sure that it's fun, they're learning a lot, but we're not crushing anybody. So that's really important to me. Let's see. Once again, the ProfessorFrates.com is a good resource for you, and so I would definitely look there every so often to see if I've added anything to it, but please do check your emails. I'll try to send the emails through the forum that we have from the RISE website. I haven't tried that personally yet, but I've heard it's very good. So I'll try to do that because that way they'll be archived, and so if you miss it or delete it by accident or whatever, then you can go back and find that. Also, please make sure that I'm not being spammed. I will send the emails out to the whole class, which is 24 students, and so some of your spam detectors will pick that up, that it's not just to you, and they'll spam me. So please right away make sure that professorfrades@gmail.com is not being spammed, that you will see those. And I would like to send those to you and to your students so that both of you can help one another to make sure that those things happen. Also, I have asked you to send a picture of your student. That is so that I can learn their names. I will also pray over them, but I really need the help of having the student's picture so that I can learn their names, because between teaching here in Naples and in Boca Raton, I have over 200 students that I'm only seeing once a week, and it's very important to me that I know their names. So I appreciate your help with that. Keep us in your prayers through this. I pray that we have a really good year, and thank you for trusting me with part of your child's education. This applies to all the classes that I'm teaching with RISE. I also work in Boca Raton at a program called HEED, and sometimes I get confused at who I sent what to, and I do apologize for that. I'm doing the best that I can. That's why my schedule doesn't line up exactly with the HEED schedule, with the RISE schedule, because I can't have the classes being taught at separate times. They have to line up and sync, because with 5 different classes and then 5 different lab preparations, etc., if I have to separate them into different weeks, I can't keep up. I tried it once when I was much younger, and it about killed me. So I know I can't do it anymore. And I apologize for the inconvenience that this causes. But I will give your students the very best science class I can, and therefore I had to be able to keep them together. So I appreciate your understanding in this, and we'll do the best we can. On days that we have science classes, but there is no RISE meeting, your student needs to come directly to science, do their class, and then they need to leave the premises, because there won't be a study hall for them to sit in. And we won't have the benefit of the RISE administration to give us protection, etc. There are only a few days like that, so please do print out that calendar and refer to the calendar that is in the RISE website, because that also will have the dates. Now, for the Wild Florida people, October 16th is the PSAT day, and so we won't be meeting at all, even though you'll have classes with me that week. And for chemistry, physical science, and biology, that's not a problem because I have those filmed. But for the Wild Florida people, that's not filmed. This is the first year we're doing this. So I will film it on Monday on the other coast, and I will do my best to edit it on Tuesday, and I will try to have it up by Wednesday, but they will not be able to access that until Wednesday or after of the week of October 16th, just because the film doesn't exist. I will have to produce that and try to get it all edited, compressed, and uploaded in time for them to use it. So I just wanted to give you the heads up. So please do watch your calendar, because I don't want it to get too confusing for you.